Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I am here today. Let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race. This is season 12, episode 5, Gay's Anatomy. This is an acting challenge week. I have some things to say about this challenge, but let's get into the episode. First, we start off with Britta talking about she's that bitch from New York. Okay, Britta. You know she just had to lip sync for her life, and she still is on this. Aiden should have been in the bottom two. She should have been lip syncing. We all agree with you, Britta. We all agree, but let's move on. So now they come together as a group, they talking, doing all their little chit chat, and pretty much everyone is saying the same thing. Aiden should have been in the bottom. Britta's saying it, Nikki saying it, Jada saying it, Widow is saying it. And I'm like, okay, ladies, this is a true statement, but we can't go back in time and let Rockham stay and make Aiden go home. Rue is a judge. It's something that Rue and Michelle and all the other judges see in Aiden that right now I'm waiting to see. I don't dislike Aiden, but I feel like this episode, she's starting to get a little bit cocky, a little bit overconfident, but we're going to get into that later. So, question to you guys. Do you think by Rue saving Aiden so much, she's becoming more confident than what she's really giving? And we're going to get into it in this challenge, but let's move on. It's an acting challenge. Rue brings out the pit crew. They know it has something to do with doctors. They have to pick a pill at random. Gigi and Nikki are the casting directors. They get to assign everyone their roles. For the most part, everyone gets the roles they volunteered for, that they requested to have, except for Aiden. She got shafted in Widow, and Widow is very pressed. Throughout the whole workroom, Widow is pressed. I wanted to be the mother. I wanted to play a serious role, and Ru was like, this is RuPaul's Drag Race. Clam it up. Ham it up. Not clam it up. Ham it up. This is RuPaul's Drag Race. There's nothing serious about it. You're here to make us laugh. But let's talk about the roles real quick before we talk about the challenge. This little drama series they had to act out sucked. Like, point blank period. A lot of the jokes that were written in there outside of the improv, like they wanted Jada to do these certain jokes with her little opening monologue. I didn't get one. I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. I did back in the day. I watched ER, so I'm assuming they're pretty much all the same, hospital dramas. But I'm not familiar with the characters on Grey's Anatomy, for maybe that's why I didn't understand the skit. 2, it was all over the place. Like, it started off with an opening monologue and Gigi is licking on a cat. Now, Gigi did good, but okay, why? And Aiden had to play a ghost, and Widow is having a glitter bomb baby, and then it's a scene where Heidi and Crystal have a fork. I mean, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny. To me, the only one that had a funny line written in was the mother. And Widow. Like, Widow, I think she made having that baby funny. They said she improv some of it. But the mother scene, that Sherry Pie, I don't like to talk about her that much, you all know. But her role, to me, was the funniest one. And so I can understand why Widow was a little bit pressed, because if I was reading that shit, who was that one curse? If I was reading that, I would have been like, all these roles sucked. And then the casting was awful. If the main character, that Meredith character that Jackie and Jan played, and you were supposed to look extremely different after that face reconstruction, fail. That was, like Jackie said, that was the joke of the role, and that was a fail. You all should have never gave that to Jan. You should have shafted Jan. Maybe would have gave that role to Britta or Jada. Like, look, I blew my face off. I started off white, now I'm black. Or I'm sorry, Jackie is not white. She's Middle Eastern. I'm sorry, but still, look completely different. Like Jackie and Jan, you could blink a couple of times and they could be the same person. So off top, I thought the script sucked. But let's move on. How everyone did in their roles, Jada did, and like every time I saw Jada, I didn't like her part, Shonda Rhimes-esque part. I didn't like it, and then she wasn't like when they threw the octopus in her face, like she just like ooh, like it just no. Jada C minus. Gigi did good. I didn't like that she had to walk around with a cat, but Gigi was giving. Gigi, she's a threat. She was giving. Heidi and Crystal, I just didn't like the whole fork skit. And I don't think that it was fair of them to be in the bottom because I don't really see what more they could have gave to be on the top. Like, to me, for what they were given, they did a good job. An excellent job. It just wasn't funny. I don't think anybody could have made that funny, but whatever. Sherry, I'm gonna give her that she killed it. Like, Sherry did the mother role. I think the lines that the mother had was hilarious. She was throwing shade, so it's easy to make throwing shade funny. She did a good job. Not Nikki, but Widow killed it as well. Like, Widow having that baby, throwing the shade about I gotta be this mama to this. Like, Widow, she had me laughing. That whole I swallowed this at the white party, the glitter bomb thing. A plus, Widow. Widow did great too. She could have won the challenge too, and I would have been equally as happy. Like, Widow did a good job. Stop stressing, Widow. Like, yeah, you didn't get the part you wanted, but you still killed the part that you got. Don't stress so much over the BS of the workroom. Nikki was a no ma'am. Like, I'm tired of Nikki complaining that because she doesn't speak English that well, she's not good at the challenges. Because I call BS every time she says it. Because, one, we had so many queens from Puerto Rico. Last year, what's the child's name? Opulence. Like, what is her name? Mercedes. She couldn't say that line to save her life. She still couldn't say it about a reunion, but everyone knows Mercedes for saying that line. And it's like you have to take what you have and make it. Like, it's so many queens that have been on this show where English is not their first language, and they've excelled at the show. You have to take what you have and turn it. You not being able to speak English, I'm tired of hearing that every other week. They tell you to throw some French in there. You finally throw some French in there, and it just wasn't funny. The funniest part is when you threw that French in there, and Widow was like, "Mama say, Mama saw, Kusa, what?" Like, I was on the floor cracking up. But Nikki is just a no ma'am. Aiden and Britta, where I was lost is they never explained that those two were lovers in the story. Like, so it just seemed like, okay, you have resting ass syndrome or whatever it was called, but let me have sex with you real quick, because there's no cure. Like, I just curled my bangs, y'all. My hair holds no curls. It's already flat, but moving on. I just didn't like their storyline. Aiden's Mae West was trash. Like, point blank, period. She should have not have been at the top, but we gonna get to there later. You can't have Alaska do Mae West, and you can't tell me, Aiden, you ain't watched RuPaul and ain't watched Alaska do Mae West and know that was trash. Like, it was. And then you didn't even do the old Kurt right. I can't do it, but Britta's name was Dr. O'Kurt, however you do that, and you didn't even do that right. So I was just like, Aiden did not, I didn't like the role. Like, I didn't understand. The funniest part is when Britta pulled the thing out the wall and Ada died and plugged up the cell phone. Like, that was the funniest part of the skit, and Britta pulled that off. I didn't understand, like, but Britta, you spitting in people's face. You gotta, You all have to tell Britta that she spits when she talks so she can be more conscious of it and not doing it, because I would have had to yell cut and be like, look, B, you spitting on me. That is just nasty. And the way we are in the world right now, it is disgusting. Both narratives were a no ma'am. Like Jackie and what's her name, Jan, are supposed to be these big time actresses, Broadway stars, whatever, and they did not give. Like, I just didn't. I guess I just didn't like the role. I keep saying it over and over again, but that was the challenge. Get in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the challenge and how you think the ladies did. The mirror moments were very heartfelt, very sad. I really don't want to talk about them because I don't want to talk about nothing sad. RuPaul uplifts me, but I appreciate everyone sharing their stories during the mirror moments. It definitely makes you love the personalities more because you know where they're coming from. You know a little bit of them personally. I just don't want to talk about sad stuff. It had to do with families accepting widow's mother passed away. And you all watched it. We ain't got to review that. Let's get to the stage. Rue comes out in an amazing green dress. I love the dress. I love the hair. I wrote in my notes, it looked like a repeat. It looked like something Rue might have wore before in purple, and she said, hey, make that for me in green. It wasn't a wow, but Rue, she gives it to you every week. The runway this week is Planet of the Capes. I liked it. For the most part, a lot of people got yes, ma'am, so let's get into it. Jada got a yes, ma'am. I said circus realness. It looked like something that the people they getting ready to get on them flying trapeze or walk the tightrope, you know, them real sexy aerial things. Sexy cat suit, but the cape with them shoulders, it looked like that's what I'm coming out in to stunt on you before I get in these ropes or whatever. Her glam is always on point. Aiden got a yes, ma'am. That ain't Aiden. Angie, watch your mouth. Jada got a yes, ma'am. Next was Britta. Britta got a yes, ma'am. I don't care what Michelle, Carson, any of them said about that chap, trumpet, mermaid, skirt thing. Oh, I need that for my bedroom. I need that for me. That bodysuit was everything. Britta, I'm going to say, has the best padding I've ever seen on a plus size contestant. And Britta ain't all that plus size. Her body is snatched. It looks real. Like, I loved it, Britta. I loved that. I guess because I love the sexiness of it. It was a little lingerie cape, but I loved it. So you get a yes, ma'am. You get a yes, ma'am for it, and them pads are right every week. Jackie got a yes, ma'am. I said she was a harem bride realness, one of them with the many wives. I loved it. I love that color gold. It really made her skin look so beautiful. And the little wing things, I'm here for those all the time. I'm always here for those. And the headpiece set it off. So Jackie got a yes, ma'am. Jan, to me, that whole parachute thing was a no, ma'am. The bodysuit was cute. The boots was aight. But I ain't like that whole, let me drop my cape, it's a parachute, let me run so the cape can blow. I didn't like it. It was a no, ma'am. Like, I don't care. Read me in the comments. And I didn't like the hair or the makeup. Like that bright pink makeup, the non-combed out brown ponytail. It was a no, ma'am. Moving on. Gigi is killing the game. Like, it's almost not fair. If it wasn't for Jada and Nikki, it would not be fair. It would not be fair. One, Troop Beverly Hills. It was Gigi got my first capital yes, ma'am. Capital yes, ma'am. Troop Beverly Hills realness. One, that was my movie back in the day. Growing up, I could watch that movie on the VHS on a repeat. Repeat. I love that. And the way that outfit wasn't just a nod to it. like inspired by True Beverly Hills. It wasn't exact. It looked like she said, "Hey, y'all give me that from the movie. Y'all ain't wearing it no more." It wasn't exact. Like I love Gigi. Like I'm falling more and more in love with Gigi. I hated them helmets week 1. The helmets, I'm happy the helmets are gone. But Gigi, yes ma'am. Heidi was a no ma'am. I mean, her hair and makeup looked a fool. It looked a fool. I'm sorry, and I love Heidi. The inside of the cape, the pattern on the inside of the cape reminded me of a butterfly. I wish it would have been the same pattern on the outside, because the outside of the cape looked like a rainbow kaleidoscope, and it was a hot mess. I think the glitter catsuit and the boots was banging. I agree with Michelle. It just didn't go together. Maybe if you would have had on a red catsuit, or maybe some like a little red. I don't know. It didn't. It wasn't no ma'am, Heidi. But moving on, Crystal. Oh, Crystal. I'm calling her Crystal. I done learned her name because she gave it this week. She was not Trixie number 2 this week. Crystal was my second capital yes ma'am. She got a capital yes ma'am because that yellow jumpsuit and that yellow and purple cape, oh, Miss Angie will wear that down to the church on Easter Sunday. That would be definitely, if church was open this year. I hate it. I hate it. But moving on. That's what I was stunned in on Easter Sunday. A yellow cat suit just like that with a cape, because it's going to be cold in there. They're going to have on the AC, so I'm going to have my cape. I would have had on some clear shoes. I wouldn't have worn them lime green boots. I would have had something with my toes out. Clear would have been nice, or maybe a nice purple to accent my cape. Whew. Crystal, I love that outfit. I loved it. The hair, I like the flower childness of the what you put in the hair. The makeup was banging. The makeup was banging. You show me that you have range and you are not stuck to that Trixie makeup. I ain't even gonna go there. It was amazing. You got a capital yes ma'am, Crystal. Loved it. Aiden just got a ma'am. Aiden, yes, is still wearing that same pussycat wig that she been wearing all season. I liked the puffy sleeves with the sequins cape. I like that. Silence of the Lamb, moth in the mouth. Creative. She just got a man. Like, she didn't wow me, but she ain't look like Heidi either. So, the one thing I want to say is Monet X Change wore pussycat wigs every week, and every week Michelle read her like, "Let me see the glam. I'm tired of looking at these pussycat wigs." And at least Monique would wear a different pussycat wig. Aiden is wearing the exact same wig every challenge. Barrettes, no barrettes. Hat, no hat. Ma'am, where are the reeds? Michelle. I don't know what it is. Is that Michelle's cousin? Is that her goddaughter? Like, who is Aiden? Because Aiden gets 0 reads, and she's always safe. And I never understand it. But let's move on, because I don't want to bully up on Aiden. I actually like Aiden. I just want to see something different. I want to see something more, because she gave that first week in that little Fossy challenge. She was doing it. Moving on, Widow was my next capital yes ma'am. I guess I love me a good old watermelon. I love that watermelon look. I love to eat watermelon. Widow looked juicy. I love a nice plus size that's not scared to pop out that skin. Yes, ma'am, show off. It just was a great theme. That long green ponytail was given. I love a good long ponytail. The body was snatched. She even showed a little boob, little nip slip with diamonds on it. Diamond nipples. I loved it. I loved it. Yes, ma'am, Widow. And last and definitely not least was Nikki, who just said, "Let me stunt on y'all hoes. I gotta go home, but let me stunt on y'all hoes real quick." Nikki, you better wear that armor, what they call that bodysuit. You better have it on. Beyonce realness. I did not like the red hair, Nikki. I thought I just didn't like the style of the wig. I would have liked some flowing long locks. They could have been red, brunette, blonde. I don't care what color. Maybe a nice purple. Moving on. I don't even care that, yes, it was a cape challenge and she barely had a little cape on the back of her bodysuit. But the bodysuit snatched it up. I'm sorry. It was amazing. Good job, Nikki. So, let's talk about the BS that I didn't get. Rue said, you 6 are my tops and you 5 are the bottoms. I don't agree with that method because I believe this week Rue should have had a top 3 and a bottom 3, because when he put all those 6 at the top saying that you all shined this week, some of them got a little overconfident. Some of them thought they probably were next in line to win the challenge because they were at the top. And Rue, you should have said, you should have do like you did back in the day. These are the tops, these are the bottoms. You all could go in the back and let you know safe ain't all that. Being safe ain't all that. What happened to that Rue? Where people be like, damn, I'm safe. The tops were Sherry, Widow, Gigi, Jan, Jackie, and Aiden. The bottoms were Nikki, Heidi, Crystal, Britta, and Jada. To me, this is Angie's drag race for a second. If I would have had to pick the top 3 would have been Sherry, Widow, and Gigi. The bottom 3 would have been Nikki, Heidi, and Jada. I still would have had Nikki and Heidi lip sync, and I still would have had Nikki go home. Sherry would have still won. Like I said, Sherry had the best part, the most jokes. Widow was a very close second. Like, it would have been a percentage, a 0.5% difference. But Sherry, to me, had the best part. Jan and Jackie were overconfident. They did not kill. Matter of fact, they could have easily been in the bottom, to me. To me. Because the joke of their character was off because they looked too much alike. And Aiden, like I said, his Mae West was trash. The Mae West was trash. I didn't like his whole scene. Crystal, I understand why you were in the bottom, but I think it was unfair. I think whoever would have had the little fork scene would have been in the bottom. But I understand Crystal, she looked amazing. She wasn't going to lip sync. Britta, between Britta and Jada, to me, Jada's acting was worse. Her acting for the acting challenge was worse. Yes, both of their outfits were snatched, but somebody got to be in the bottom 3. Jada would have just had to been down there. Like, I really feel like by Rue doing it this way, she really setting Aiden up thinking that she's all that. When I just don't see it. Maybe, is it something I'm missing? Y'all get in the comments and let me know. Because I'm not even talking about the looks. We already reading Aiden on wearing the same thing in his minimalist looks, whatever. But I don't see it in the challenges either. Like, I really don't. But let's move on. Next week is Snatch Game. I can't wait. Y'all know Snatch Game is what we always looking for. When are we going to do Snatch? What are they going to do? Who's going to be funny? It already looks like they previewed. Heidi is going to do Leslie Jones and going to look exactly like Leslie did the week Leslie was here. I'm seeing another lip sync. I'm sorry. I don't see it yet, but like that, it was just a second preview, and somebody else was doing something where I could see both of them being in the lip syncs. But moving on, and Vanjie is back. I love me some Vanjie. I love me some Vanjie. It sounds just like Angie. I love Miss Vanjie. I can't wait for next week. Untucked was a fool. Untucked was a fool. It pretty much was a bully session on Aiden. I know they aren't trying to bully Aiden, and it's not probably not intentional, but why are we going all the way back to week 1 of when everyone is together talking about I was carrying you and me and Sherry were carrying you in the group challenge? Britta, let it go. I'm telling you, Britta, as talented as you may be, as talented as you may be, you being stuck on why Aiden is doing better than you is what's going to cause you to leave this show. Because your lip syncs ain't all that. Your lip syncs ain't all that. You need to be trying to win some challenges and stay your ass up out of the bottom. That's all. Worry about what that little girl on that meme say. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Okay, so Jackie starts it off with, she said Aiden forgot some of his lines, and she don't understand why Aiden is here and Jada is out there. But I'm like, Jackie, I remember you forgetting some of your lines too. Like, Carson had to tell you a line or two as well. So let's not start talking about people forgetting their lines. Widow is worried about overshadowing Nikki. I mean, Widow, shine. You can't worry about nobody else. And Gigi was like, who cares about Gigi telling Nikki to take that role? Whatever, like, Nikki, you wrong. Because you had the opportunity to pick whatever role you wanted. And to me, that baby role was too hard because you're only going to be ahead and you already know you're not that funny to give just by being ahead. You should have picked Jada's role, something, or maybe you should have been the sexy ghost. You know, I don't know, but moving on. Now all of the girls are back. Nikki is still complaining about her language barrier. Girl, bye. I done already read you for that earlier in the video. Britta was going in on Aiden again. I've already said this is what they all do. I'm Widow. The whole time I got my little cranberry juice and Absolute, if Absolute is still the sponsor. And I'm sipping and looking like, Because Aiden went off on them bitches. Aiden says, well, bitch, at the end of the day, I'm in the top and you're at the bottom. She ain't say it like that, but she said it like that. Like, she called her a bitch. But they say bitch so much, I don't think it was that harsh. But they just all like, now Jada got something to say. And now, you know, Britta is still talking. Nikki got something to say about Aiden. Y'all, you went to sleep. We worked all this on this outfit and you went to sleep. Yes, her outfit last week was trash, but she was safe. Rockham is gone. We're on. Y'all should be thinking about next week. If you ain't got a lip sync, like, Nikki, you really should have been shutting the fuck. You really should have been quiet and worrying about your lip sync like Heidi was. And then Heidi had to come out and cuss all you hoes out. And I was here for it, Heidi. Yes, ma'am, Heidi. She was like, leave Aiden alone. She's safe. I'm trying to go listen to my words and y'all over here on bullshit. Leave Aiden alone. She was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm only repeating what Heidi said. But Heidi went off and I was here for it. And that was pretty much it. Like, I was happy Heidi snapped. They pretty much were still talking about it and I ain't care. And at the end of the day, Nikki went home. Nikki likes Heidi. She gave Heidi a Nicki Minaj wig. I hope Heidi gets a chance to wear it. And she gave her something else. I don't know what it was, but I hope Heidi gets a chance to wear it. And I thought that was very sweet. I thought that was very sweet. Another thing I want to say real quick. Aiden is always complaining about being from a small town. But isn't Heidi from a town where the chickens outnumber the people? Like, y'all got to stop with these excuses. And whatever you did to get on the show, Ru saw something in you. So it's time to turn it up and just kill these challenges. Because all this other bullshit, these excuses you all are giving, I don't want to hear them no more. I just want to see what you can do in the challenges. Bring it. I can't wait for next week, y'all. Snatch Game is my thing. I can't wait to see Vanjie. I forgot who the guest judges were, but they looked hilarious. I can't wait to see them. All right, y'all. So Until next week, I will be back. If this is your first time watching me review Drag Race, come on, subscribe to the channel, become a part of the Kiss My Cheeks family. And I'm going to be reviewing Drag Race every week. Like, comment, share, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.